What are air yards for fantasy football lineup decisions? Imagine you're trying to figure out which players to start this week. You want to know who has the best chance to rack up big yardage and points. That's where air yards come into play. Air yards measure how far the football travels in the air from the line of scrimmage to where the receiver is targeted. It doesn't matter if the pass is caught or not. This stat shows how far downfield a quarterback is throwing the ball. In fantasy football, air yards are a great way to see which players are being targeted for deep passes. When a receiver gets a lot of air yards, it usually means they're being asked to run longer routes or are part of the team's big play plans. This can signal a higher chance for big yardage and touchdowns, which means more fantasy points. Air yards also tell us about opportunity. If a player has high air yards, it shows the quarterback is trusting them to go deep. This often means the player has a bigger role in the offense. You can look at the air yards share, which is the percentage of total team air yards a player gets. A high share means the player is a primary downfield target. That can be a sign they're about to break out or are undervalued right now. Another key point is that air yards tend to stay more consistent than raw fantasy points from week to week. This makes them useful for predicting future performance. If a player's air yards are increasing, it might mean their role is growing, and they could be a good start in your weekly lineup. Some metrics complement air yards, like Racker, which compares a player's receiving yards to their air yards. This shows how well they convert deep targets into actual yardage after the catch. If a player has high air yards but low Racker, they might not be making the most of their opportunities. When making weekly lineup decisions, focus on players with high air yards and air yards share. These players are more likely to have the volume and deep targets needed for big fantasy scores. Watching how air yards change over the season can also help you spot emerging players or see when a player's role is shrinking. Using air yards along with target share and offensive scheme gives you a clearer picture of who to start or sit. It's a helpful way to go beyond just targets and receptions, giving you a deeper look at potential upside. So next time you're setting your lineup, consider the air yards to help you make smarter choices and maximize your chances for a winning week.